Talon's Blade is a game that takes the fun exploration and brutal nature of Dark Souls and combines it with the directional combat of Kingdom Come Deliverance. The world is vast and explorable, and the combat is unique and punishing if you don't get it down. Unfortunately, the same parts of the game that stand out are also what brings the game down. Everything is fun on the surface level, but once you get into the meat of it, you come away quite disappointed. And with all that being said, let's break down Talon's Blade in this Game Sandwich Review. Trial by Fire. Talon's Blade's combat system focuses on using a combination of Souls-like mechanics with dodge rolls and parrying, combined with the directional inputs of Kingdom Come Deliverance, and that's all to create a unique form of fighting that can take a while to get used to. During our first run with the game, this system, despite its quirks, felt very intuitive, and we even managed to start parrying enemies before the tutorial taught us how. Along with standard blade fighting, you get access to magic. If you perform a combo, there is a split second you can activate magic spells that can alter the fight in your favor. Our personal favorite allows you to stop enemies in their tracks, holding them in a stasis field while you pummel them mercilessly. And all of these little mechanics make the combat fun and often silly, which we genuinely enjoyed. The downside of the combat system is it's often too easy and can be tricked into simple actions. Along with this, the damage numbers are inconsistent, leading to deaths that you don't see coming or you slaughtering an entire group of enemies in one hit. We'd often find ourselves in the middle of a group of enemies. We would then swing our blade, which happened to be the blade we stuck with that did come from an early game boss. And it turned out it would take out every enemy in a single hit. But that same blade would have the same issue killing one enemy, who was just the same as the others, leading to us hacking away at him for a solid minute before taking our final blow. Boss encounters showcased this issue the most. Multiple boss fights would go by where we would die because one hit would take us from half health to dead. The next time we would fight the boss, the same attack would only do a small amount of damage. And the same could be said about our attacks. Multiple bosses were felled by my blade with an attack that somehow took away a quarter of their health, when previously those same attacks did smaller damage. Parrying was our best friend at the beginning of the game, but after a while we often opted to ignore it and just focus on non-stop attacks. This is because parrying seemed pointless. Many times it led to us getting a riposte, which did little damage, and we felt it really wasn't worth it. Instead, we often found it would be easier to simply tank the attack and go in for the kill. This led to us dealing more damage every time, and the trade-off often was a small amount of health that we could always get back thanks to our big collection of health potions. A vast world. The world of Talon's Blade is a bit of a double-edged sword, no pun intended. It was worth exploring as it rewards you for doing so by allowing you to interact with NPCs, find side quests, and discover new bosses. Along your journey, you can also collect herbs to help you craft potions, which means we were grabbing everything we can get our hands on. And while one side of the sword is great for cutting, the other side will often cut you. And we learned this the hard way. Talon's Blade's world was fun to explore, but it also has some major negatives. For starters, the damage numbers seem wildly inconsistent. One minute we could be jumping off a small ledge and take almost no damage. The next minute we could jump off a ledge of similar height, and just like that, a quarter of my health bar would be gone. This often confused us, but didn't put much of a damper on things. The more annoying parts of the world would shine through inconsistent character interactions, a lack of dialogue with NPCs, and an overwhelming number of resources that would trivialize the game. We often found that our character would hit an invisible wall, or get caught on a piece of the environment, or would bounce off something in a random direction. While we could also interact with NPCs, that often felt pointless, because we often couldn't choose the dialogue option. Instead, one option appeared, giving us the opportunity to select the one option we could say. And if that is going to be the option for this game, we'd personally rather see more dialogue options, or just let us listen to what the NPCs have to say without the chance to respond. Finally, the number of plants for alchemy throughout the game trivialized it for us. We often found we had a surplus of health elixirs, making damage almost feel pointless because we can just heal through it. The final verdict. Overall, Talon's Blade is a fun game that those who enjoy RPGs and Souls-like games can get behind. It has a high level of jankiness that we expected based on a short demo we played previously. With wildly inconsistent damage numbers, getting stuck in animations, and colliding with random invisible walls, the combat is fun and offers a good degree of difficulty, especially for those who are new to Souls-like games. But if you have experience, you may be able to fly through most of the game, getting stopped at only a few points like we did. But with all that being said, we would like to give Talon's Blade a 5 out of 10. If you did happen to enjoy today's review and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your gaming news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.